A warm welcome to all of you. Always innovating what confectionery can do. That's the credo that has made Perfetti one of the largest manufacturers of sweets, candies, and confectionery in the world. But that innovation is not restricted to just different kinds of sweets. It also extends to their technology that runs at the back of everything that Perfetti does. For instance, Perfetti in India adopted desktop virtualization in 2006 at a time when few Indian enterprises, leave alone manufacturing, was touching those kinds of technologies. They were also very early adopters of mobility, using specialized handhelds to actually take orders, figure out how to sync them with headquarters and so on. Today, we're in conversation with the Associate Director of Perfetti in India, Basant Kumar Chaturvedi. We're going to be talking about the role that technology plays in enabling transformation at Perfetti. We're going to talk about specifically some things that he's been doing with automating processes and what impact that has had on Perfetti, its extended ecosystem, and all the business users that Basant and his team support. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome, Basant.
Thank you very much, Vijay.
Right. Now, we've had conversations over the years, and it's always been around a specific technology that you have adopted. And like I said a little while back, I've always found you a little ahead of the curve when it comes to that. Why is that? And what's the role that IT really plays in transforming business at Perfetti?
Actually, I really don't know whether it is way ahead, you have said it, but I feel that wherever we need to transform as a business or as an IT, so we try to do that. So be it adopting virtualization or listening to the requirement of stakeholders who are there in the market outside and trying to sell products. I think we were very much in touch with each and everyone who is working within the organization. So be it the person who is sitting at plant or the person going to the market. So the interaction happens very frequently, which gives us some idea, what they are trying to do, what are the challenges they are facing, how we can mitigate them, then how to map those things with whatever technological solutions are available in the market. So that actually helped us in finding out what is the right fit for the business to transform and to give back to the business, and of course helping the business to grow.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the business of Perfetti. Like I said, it's about confectionery, and it's about things like brands like Alpenliebe, very strong. What are your key business goals at Perfetti right now?
So the key business goals, one is of course we want a growth. That always remains key goal of every organization. We wanted to increase the profitability. We want to bring in the efficiency. We wanted to bring in the customer satisfaction. So if you talk about all these solutions or transformations, automations, everything works around that.
Correct. Now, you talked about growth, productivity, rise in sale, rise in profits. You also spoke about efficiency. These seem like very contradictory things. You need to be cost effective. You need to be effective, efficient. How do you manage this?
I agree with you, because any transformation, automation you do, it attracts a cost. But at the same time, this reduces the human intervention. This brings the efficiency, time saving. It's a big thing. You are getting more time to actually interact with the customer. So the understanding their requirements as well, and then working on those requirements. So I think not only automation is working upon increasing the sales and efficiency, but also somewhere it is working upon the route through which you are actually bringing these solutions for them and delivering them.
I know you've partnered with Symphony Summit. Could you just give us an overview, and we'll later deep dive into that, of what has really this partnership achieved?
One of the things is you have identified the solution and you implement it. You have to maintain it. It's not just you go for the technology and try to implement it. How you're going to run that show? what is that needed to run the show, which is very important. Because see, whenever I go to the market and buy a product, what I generally see, product is good, post that, how I'm going to get the support for that product. So if I am trying to implement a technology, or I'm trying to do a transformation, if I'm not having building blocks to support that, it's going to give me challenges as well as the business who's going to actually use that technology. So that's where Symphony Summit came into the picture. That complete support model, which is actually working as of today, is using this technology.
Okay. Now, one of the things I have seen as technology over the years has become more reliable, more available, more predictable, you would think that IT projects won't fail at all, but they still do. And I've found more often than not, it's not the technology, but the fact that it's not had an impact on the core business process. Now, both IT and business need to spend time in standardizing some of those processes, changing some of them, innovating, and trying to get differentiation coming in. How are you doing that along with your business colleagues?
Change is not that easy. Change is always a challenging process. So where we have to work upon is identifying those challenges and plan a mitigation thing for that. So that exactly we have done when we chosen the technology of Summit. So what we did is that entire support model has to be established, and that support model has something for analytics and for deliveries. So both, you can say, people, process and technology.
Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you began this journey in partnership with Symphony Summit with inventory, asset tracking, software compliance. So walk us through what was there before, why you chose this, and what did it result in?
We have 45 plus locations across India, out of which we are having 8 major locations. We are having factories, 3 factories, 4 branch offices. We have users who are carrying inventories in the field, in the market. We have 1500 plus inventories along with these people and at these locations. So one of the challenge was the iteration which is generally there in the field, the movements which is happening within the organization, and the new procurement and whatever inventory which is there. One day, after the support period, you have to actually sell it off or you have to dispose it off. So how to control them? It is not an easy task to control such a huge inventory. So what we thought of finding out right solution, and in fact we evaluated couple of solutions, and then we see which is the right fit for us, and we found that this solution was meeting our requirement in terms of right from procurement till the disposal, right from the hiring of the person till the time person is leaving the organization. So this whole process we were able to map with the existing solution, and then we automated this entire process. So right when the person is coming, whether the movement is happening, issuance is happening, return is happening, disposal of assets are happening, everything got automated. Similarly, for hiring of for procurement of items and till the disposal, that entire process also got captured in the system. So this was the actually first thing which we did. There are certain requirements, customization is always there. So there are certain requirements which has to be fulfilled. So we did some customizations in the system to suit and meet our requirement, and now it is working absolutely fine.
Okay. And over what period of time did this rollout really happen?
So we actually took 2 months first to implement the solution, and then further we took 3 to 4 months to stabilize the solution.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, this was an integrated hardware, software, complete asset tracking solution, right? Okay. One of the other things that you did was, and you talked about the architecture that lies behind it all, right? Architecting an IT management solution or things that will automate IT processes require simplification, require standardization, require an ease of use that business users can also use well. Ultimately, they are going to experience whatever is happening. How does one go about it? What was your experience here?
So user has got different expectations. They feel rather than I am doing something, let IT do it for me. So that's the common challenge. which we have also faced. So what we did is, of course, I was having clear visibility of assets sitting on my desk. I know how the assets are placed at different locations, how it has been allocated, what are the assets which are not allocated, which are not in use, and the focus was on to bring in efficiency there, so that we can issue those assets and see that maximum utilization of asset is happening within the organization. Then of course the engagement with the user, wherein we have to ensure that the acceptance is coming from them. So as and when there is a request coming from user, it may be on telephone, it may be through mailer, it may be through the portal, like Summit portal, we have to issue the asset, we have to assign the asset to him, and then we have to get acceptance from him that yes, he has received the asset. Similarly, the person, when he is moving out, we have to see that we are giving them sign off, like we have received the asset from you and it is now in our inventory. So all that processes initially we explained to the users. We created some awareness campaign also, like writing mailers to users.
Typically, when you're implementing a system, if it's totally a greenfield venture, then perfectly fine. You're starting with a clean slate. But here you'd been in existence for a while. Were there any challenges with integrating with whatever legacy that you had?
So challenges are always there, like you have to keep on thinking like how you're going to work upon the existing things with the new system which is coming in, and then you have to work with the legacy service provider also, solution provider also. Sometimes you have to take call what is the cost of maintaining this legacy application versus the cost of having a solution which is coming to us. If it is too costly and unmanageable, then there is a point to think over whether you need to move out of legacy system and go for another system. So we did couple of things like that. We modified some legacy environment, we integrated them with our environment, like all the solutions are integrated with Active Directory. So it is a seamless experience for users. User doesn't want to go through multiple systems to log on separately and then do the activities. They simply wanted to have a single platform, single window to do everything. So our focus always remain, before you deploy anything, just ensure that the user experience is seamless. He shouldn't come and complain you, look, for this I have to do this, look, for doing this activity I need to go there. So that focus remains from the beginning. Even before I roll out anything or my team is working on anything, their first focus is to see that integration is placed, user experience is seamless.
We're in conversation with Basant Kumar Chaturvedi, the Associate Director at Perfetti. We've been talking about the role that automation has played in propelling Perfetti forward towards greater growth, greater profitability, and of course, higher efficiency. So thanks so much for talking to us about that.
Thank you so much, Vijay.